Hi everyone, so welcome to today's class. I'm about to create a very simple fascinator hat using my fascinator base, the crinoline and some pocket roses. I have about 6 of it and you know it comes 2 in 1. So let's say total of 6, okay, our pocket roses. And so you stay till the end and see how I'll achieve a very simple but beautiful fascinator hat, okay? So let's get started. All right, guys. So I will start by creating, I want to form some half bows. Okay, not a full bow, but half bow. So I'll start by creating my half bow. And I think the measurement I will use for this half bow will be 12 inches. So that on fold I will be achieving like 6 inches. Okay, so I will use 12 inches. On fold, it will be 6 inches. Okay, I'll go ahead to measure it out, my 12 inches for the half bow. Okay, and I will need this half bow into 4 places. So I'll cut my first 12 inches and keep that aside. I measure out another 12 inches. Okay, I need this into 4. Okay, so I've cut one. I'm going to cut the second one, and then I'll go ahead to cut the third and the fourth. I need it 4. Okay, they have both. It should be 4. So I've cut the first, the second, and this is for the third. Okay, and then I will go ahead to cut the fourth, and after which we'll go ahead to create our half bow. Now this is how I will form my bow. I will simply, I don't want to use it this way, this bold. I don't want to use it this bold. I don't want to use it that way. I don't want to use it this way. So I will go ahead to fold it into 2 before I fold to form my half bow. Okay. So this is simply how I will form the half bow. I will also add some glue here and then I will tie it together. Okay. This is simply how you form the half bow. So allow the glue to dry up a bit. Can you see the half bow? Then I will tie this end together. I'll tie it together. Okay? I have my thread here, so I will tie it together. Can you see that? So I will repeat this very step to the remaining 3. I need 4 of this. Okay? Step. I'm not using it this fold. I'm going to fold it into 2. After which I will also fold it to form my half bow. Okay? And when I've formed it, I'm going to apply my glue here and then tie. This is simply how I created this half bow. Okay, so go ahead to create this. And remember, this is just a tutorial. This is just a guide. Okay, while creating yours, you can make your bow as many as you like. If you need it up to 6, up to 8, up to 10, okay, it's left for you. This is just a guide, a simple tutorial on how to create your fascinator hat. Okay, so you go ahead to tie this end. I don't like my crinoline frame. That's why I mostly add my glue before tying. Okay, so you go ahead to tie it. So this is the half bows. You can see how beautiful they look. This is the half bows. Now, the way I want to place it on this hat will be 2 by one side and 2 by the other side. And so I will simply position it the way I want it to appear, the way I want it to appear. You can position it this way. You can position it on top of it. So one will be on top of the second one, okay? And I think I like this style. So I'm going to hold it down with my pin this way, and then I will go to this side and also place by this side. So I place by this side as well and position it this way. So this is the concept I want to achieve. Can you see how beautiful it will look? Okay, so now once you have pinned it down the way you want, you go ahead to stitch it with your hand needle. Okay, stitch it on top of this hat with your hand needle and thread. And I will always advise, if you are stitching on this type of hat, just for you to maintain a very neat finishing, use this medium size of your needle. Don't use this big one. For me, I mostly use this big one just for maybe orthogele. But for fascinator hats, while stitching on it, I use this tiny needle so that it doesn't leave a big hole on the fascinator. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so now that I've positioned it, I'll simply stitch on top of this hat. And while stitching, make sure that this part is very neat. You can make your movements on this part because you still cover it up. But at this part, make sure it's very neat, that no thread is visible. Okay? So these are the things that will help you achieve a very neat and clean fascinator hat. So let me go ahead and stitch, then we'll move to the next step. I hope you're following and I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you have a question, always leave it in the comment section, okay? So, and in my free time, I will respond to you, okay? So I will simply stitch, and I will also go to this other part and also stitch. So I'm going to go to this other part and also stitch. Remove my pin, ensure it's well positioned, and I stitch. Once you are done stitching, ensure to secure your stitch before you cut off your thread. Okay? So this is what we have right here. Once I'm done stitching, the next thing to come in will be my roses. I'm going to use my roses to decorate this part. Okay? So I would love to cut it one by one. I would love to cut it out one by one. Cut it out one by one. Simply separate from the stem. Okay. While positioning the roses, ensure that this rose sits this way. Don't make it this way. If you make it this way, when the person wears it, this part will be showing. But when you position it this way, it will be this fine center part that will be so visible. Okay, so you simply add your glue to the roses, allow them to dry for some time, and then you go ahead to use it for your decorations. Okay, it's time to decorate. Okay, so I'll start by ensuring that I cover up these rough edges of my half bowls. Okay, so I'll start by covering it up by the two sides. This is the concept we're about to achieve. If you need your roses to be fuller than this, you simply go ahead to use more roses to it. Okay, so what I used here was just 5 roses. I didn't even make use of all of this. Okay, it just left one is left. Okay, so I made use of 5 roses. You can see how beautiful this creation is. While positioning on your Alice band, you can make it to appear this way. You can make it to appear this way. That's this part being by the side. But for me, I think I prefer this way. It gives a better view. Okay, so our Alice band will sit this way on your head. Okay, so if you wish to also see how I will be fixing this Alice band, stay tuned and keep watching. I have my Alice band already covered. In case if you don't know how to cover up your Alice band, I have a tutorial on this. Maybe in the comment section or in the description box. I'm going to highlight it, okay? So that you see how you can cover up your Alice band. I use the cinnamon material to cover up my Alice band, okay? So now that I have my Alice band, I'm going to cut out either a piece of cloth or this. I'm also using this piece of cinnamon that I have here, okay? So I cut it, I fold it into two, and I cut it out. So this is what I have, and you can see the length, but I'll be folding it into two. Now I will also go ahead to start folding these edges, all the rough edges. I'm going to fold it inside a little, just a little. Can you see that? So I'll repeat this for this part also, and for this part also. So this is what you will have. Can you see that? So this is the base you will attach to your Alice band that will sit on your hands. Okay? So now let's go ahead to fix it on our Alice band and fit to our hands. So I'm going to position it a little bit by the side. You can see it's not at the center. Instead, it's a bit by the side. So I'll position it this way and tack it to the Alice band. Okay, this is simply how you form a base for your fascinator. Okay, so I'll go ahead to use my hand needle and thread to tack it. So I'm simply tacking this base to my Alice band. Okay, so this is the base that will help it sit on your fascinator. This is how I create my base. You can as well take this and tack to your fascinator base and then cover up the tacking. Anyhow you choose to fix your Alice band, ensure that it's properly fixed and is firm on your heart. Okay, so I'm simply tacking this to the band. So this is my base properly tacked to my Alice band. Okay, so to fix it now on the hat, I will apply my glue at this base. Okay, allow it to dry and then for some time, for some minutes or seconds. Okay, and then you fix to the position you want it to appear on your hat. Okay, so before doing this, you can take your hat with the Alice band to the mirror and fix it and just make some marks on where it's supposed to be positioned. Okay, so that once you apply the glue, you fix it. That is simply what I do as well. I take my Alice band with the hat, place it on my head, position it, and maybe make some mark with a chalk or pins. Okay, so that once I apply this and it dries up a bit, I'll place it to the point. Okay, so guys, so this is how it will look after creating. You will agree with me that this is a very simple but elegant fascinator hat. Okay, so we're trying it out. So try it out and let's see what you do. Okay, so this is how it will look when it sits on the head. Thank you for joining me and I'll see you all in my next tutorial. Bye bye.